Hey there, Basic Dude again. Welcome back, and we're going to go ahead and start our next mission. Quickly check our progress on the mission archive. Take a quick look at the available missions that we can possibly do this time around from the star map. We'll come back to that once we made our decision. All of a sudden you see that the laboratory is now open. And I think it's time we go see what's going on there. You'll get this cinematic, and it's good to listen to. But the importance of the laboratory, other than its additions to the story mode, is the available upgrades to your buildings and/or primarily buildings and new structures that will help you in the game. We'll review those individually as we choose them, and in a second you'll see the research board. There it is right there, research console. There we go. And there we go. Here, those are the various items that as you acquire Zerg and Protoss research, you'll be able to acquire. Right now we have available to us a fortified bunker or the Shrike turret. Fortified bunker gives us 150 light. The Shrike turret gives us the additional turret there, which is the equivalent of 1 to 1.5 Marines. I like that Shrike turret. I like that firepower. And when you're talking about a defensive situation, it works out real good. And actually, I utilize those pretty extensively in the final mission. Now we're going to go to the armory, and we're going to spend some of those credits that we've acquired. In terms of the bunker, what I want to do there now is focus in and get the Neil Steel bunker. What this does is gives us 2 additional slots on the bunker, raising it from 4 to 6. So again, we got a couple more guns available to us in our defensive posture. And again, this is toward all the missions, but really focusing in on the final missions. Never have enough guns. That's just the way it is. Take a quick visit to the cantina. After every mission, you want to check in with Mr. Hill, see which new mercenary contracts are available. Right now, we've got Hammer Securities, and again, that's it. That's some elite marauders. I don't use them that extensively, and I don't know whether we'll use them in this go around, but we'll see. Want them available to you. Now we're going to go ahead and listen to the 2 missions that are available. We've got Welcome to the Jungle, which is Gabriel Tosh again, and he's got the Goliath, and you can get 120,000 credits and free Protoss research by completing this mission. It's kind of a fun mission, and it actually is required to complete the entire mission. The other mission is the one that we've been kind of stalling on, and that's the Evacuation with Dr. Hansen. The Dr. Hansen or colonist missions are not required to complete the game. You only need to complete 19 of 26 missions, 29 missions rather, to end the game. But if you don't complete this one, the one unit add-on, which I think is really good to have, the Viking, will not be available to you. And you definitely want that Viking if you're going to do a final mission in air mode, but I don't want to give you too many spoilers right now. So again,
The colony is lost.
Here we're going to hear about her plight and what the situation is.
The Zerg attacks have become so intense, we can't get any more through. If you can guard the
sad,
highway,
sad
we can start
story.
sending the
Just
remaining groups every few minutes.
happens to be
Don't worry now. We'll get your folks moving that
the
stuff
incentive
once
or
safe as
the
out.
I pray
the
you're right.
motivation for us to
Zerg are
help
more
her
terrible than I ever
and
imagined.
get our people off the planet. So we want to do that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to load this mission up. Again, going just to briefly mention, there are 29 missions available. Some are actually optional. There's fewer required to complete because you've got one secret mission. There's 2 sections of missions which have alternatives. In other words, you can do an A or a B. Actually, there's 3. A or B, which will change the direction of how the game is played or what your game scenario is. The finality is all the same, but it's the in-between that'll change. So keep that in mind, and definitely if you want to acquire the all-in It's Raid Night achievement, you don't necessarily have to complete all the missions. So again, we'll bear that in mind if we do that particular trading series. Alright, we're ready to start, and we open up with, again, that dropship, which is just the coolest thing. 2 fire bats and 2 medics. So first thing is control group 1. Now, one thing that you want to do here is get some additional minerals that are out there in the field. And I misclicked there. I got into the right area, maybe pointed a little bit high, so I sent my medic out to get bit by the Zerglings. I'm correcting that here. Yeah, it happens. But anyway, there's some mineral pallets that we want to pick up. So I'm sending that nurse or medic up to, there we go, 2 mineral pallets and a gas pallet. And we definitely need these because it's just augments our ability to develop an army faster to help protect the colonists and achieve our mission goals, which is currently right now just to reach the settlement. You want to do this map exploring. That is important. And here we made our first little opposition, which is a couple of Zerglings, not a major deal. Well, again, we want to do the map exploring. You want to get the free mineral pallets, especially early on, only because that boosts your ability to do the game efficiently, and not have to concern yourself with being way down on minerals. Now, in the hard and brutal mode, you want to do this really right away. Pick up all these mineral patches, because those dollars, those credits are really worth their weight. So when you get ready to input the base, rather than just kind of nonchalantly passing the green insignia, go all the way west in the base. There's another mineral patch there, and again, being that greedy guy that I am, I'm going to get that 100 minerals, and I'm going to end up there anyway. When you open up, or when you gain control of, rather, the base, as you pass that green emblem, first thing you want to do, obviously, is start building some SCVs. And in the real short term here, we want to spend some of those additional free minerals that we picked up and build another barracks. So we're going to, again, our focus is going to be SCVs, barracks, and we definitely will need supply depots in the short term. So that's our focus for the first couple
The
minutes
first
of the
convoy
mission.
from Lark's Crossing will be moving out
And
soon.
this opening is consistent through all 4 levels of the game. It's just the only thing that's different overall is the amount of opposition, in terms of the Zerg. So the standard opening, if you will, is just kind of keep that in mind. We're going to end up with 3 barracks in this particular level. At the hard and brutal, 4 barracks is not unreasonable. So again, keep that in mind. Yeah, we're building that additional supply depot. We've kind of eaten through our excess minerals, and we've got a couple of people here, but again, we've achieved our 2nd barracks. Got a couple of Marines that are going to help us do the first escort. And again, these are all important little things. Now, as you move out of the base, and again, you're going to use your attacking force, your escort force, to head up the colonist bus. That's just the way it is. But you're going to notice that there's some of our new bunkers out there. Again, you see the bunkers with the turrets, and they are 6-slot bunkers now, and they will be throughout the rest of the game. So one of the goals we want to do here is fill it with Marines and Marauders, and also one of the achievements is not to salvage and or lose a structure. So we're going to want to get some SCVs over there. In the meantime, though, we're going to continue patrolling and picking up some free minerals. These minerals are static, so they'll be there at every level. So if you kind of note where these things are, you can pick them up efficiently. You don't want to keep on going back and forth to pick them up, but you also don't want to miss them. Again, these are free minerals. These are easy to get. To acquire them via the SCV gathering process would take roughly 2 to 3 minutes. It's just not, this is more efficient. Here we come across our first chrysalis sample, which is, if you notice now, a bonus objective, and will allow us to get the Zerg research, which again, I want to stress, gain all the research points you can. Those add-ons in the laboratory are just wonderful to help augment your gameplay. Now, in between the various shuttles of the colonists, and again you notice that we're going to be escorting 50 colonists to the starport there, and we want to do that efficiently, but yeah, we're going to get those guys in there. And that's going to be that's our primary objective. That's our mission objective. But again, we want to fill those bunkers with Marines and get SCVs out there to repair them. And we're building our forces up. We just completed a supply depot. There we go. We're sending our first SCV out to the bunker. And I want to make mention here, between the escort missions, you're going to get some, let's call it, reasonable peace and quiet. In other words, you're not going to get consistently attacked at the casual and normal level.
The next convoy is
The
almost
hard
ready to go,
level,
Commander.
you'll get a
Please
couple
alert
of
your men.
attacks, I think, after the third shuttle. In the brutal level, you'll have more attacks along the road almost constantly. So bear this in mind. This strategy that we're showing now really is only viable for the casual and normal level. The hard and brutal level, you're going to be hard pressed to go off the road. Well, you know, in other words, the yellow brick road there is going to be about the limit of your territory. We will go off road to get the chrysalises, the research items, and pick up a few of the pallets. But yeah, I strongly, at least for myself anyway, strongly recommend you don't go attacking the Zerg bases. That's just one place that will chew up your forces and could jeopardize your completion of the mission. So again, as we're building, we've now directed our SCV to build some more supply depots. We're going to fill up our queue as soon as we can with building new units. We want to go forward. This is our second colonist bus going out to the starport. And again, as you see, at this level, and it's been consistent. The attacks by the Zerg are token. I think we'll use that term, token. Normal, they become a little bit more severe, hard and brutal. You need to be prepared. At the normal, hard and brutal level, I actually recommend that there be 2 bunkers and missile turret or 2 at each of your bunker locations. We're also here now. One thing I want to, as we're attacking in this particular area, this middle area, you want to eliminate creep. And that overlord there is spreading the creep by pooping on the ground. And since the Zerg move quicker on creep, anything to give you an advantage, and that is eliminate the creep, slow down the Zerg, is something you want to accomplish and keep in mind always. We will be building a bunker, again 2 bunkers at the higher levels in that area that we just cleared out. So you need to eliminate that creep ASAP. As you noted before, we weren't able to build on Zerg creep, so we want that to be dissipated by the time we're ready to build. And I think we're going to go ahead and build that right now. There we go. Well, maybe not. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to build 1 bunker there. And eventually we want to fill that full of Marines and Marauder. Now we're building additional supply depots. We're going to add our 3rd barracks shortly. We're kind of clicking along. Our economy is decent. We aren't accumulating a lot of minerals, and that 3rd barracks will actually help eliminate our accumulation problem quite easily. And again, as I say this to you, when you get into the hard and brutal levels, you're going to want to consider a 4th barracks, and more so for getting more units out at a time, as opposed to loading them up and just spending minerals. So again, right now with the 3 barracks were planned, we'll be getting out 5 units at a time. When you go to the 4th, if you have 3 with the reactor, you'll be getting out 7 units at a time, and That's pretty significant, very important. Here we're still working, we're filling our bunkers with Marines, and when we get a couple of Marauders out, we're going to go ahead and stick one in each of the bunkers also. One of the objectives again is not to salvage a building, and I say it, and this is in regard to achievements, and so we need to have those SCVs out there repairing, and we're moving forward. Now, in terms of escort duty, what I would accomplish or recommend we accomplish for the normal, hard, and brutal level is that you use your vanguard attacking force in the front, any accumulating units which you're currently building, in the meantime, become the rear escort by leaving them in place in their rally point, and as the colonist transport moves past them and gives them a little bit of space, you include them in your attacking group and gives you a little bit of a rear guard action. But again, going forward, you notice we just started to build a engineering bay, and the purpose of that, besides the available weapons and armor upgrades, is that we will need, again, in the upper levels, the anti-air capability. You notice here that I'm going to have to move that particular barracks to get to place it down with a reactor, and that's because that turret is there. I would, if I weren't looking to portray the non-unit loss portion of the objectives and achievements, would normally just go ahead and destroy that, as it's of no significance. It's there, but it's in the way. But again, that's just that's why I had to move that particular barracks, and not destroy the little turret. Here we've got a little bit of a Zerg attack. We've got our Marines and Marauder in there, and so we're moving forward. It's now accomplished. We now have all 3 Zerg attack points covered with a bunker and an SCV, so we've got that portion of the mission covered, and this will ease the burden on our escort force, and again, escort attacking force. We're also going to, in the short here, call down some of our mercenaries. And again, the mercenaries are beefed up units, whatever they be, whether they be the Marines or Marauders, and as the missions and lists expand, beefed up units of that particular type. So some people will play those exclusively. I say exclusively as much as they can. I like them, don't get me wrong, but I also like, I guess, the challenge here of being able to do this. Here we go after our second chrysalis, and as you'll notice, again,
Sir, we just detected Zerg
the
organisms entering
defense
the upper
not being
atmosphere.
that stiff was pretty simple to accomplish, and so we're going to also continue on because there's some additional free pallets of minerals and gas up that road, or up that path. There's that mineral pallet and Vespine pallet, and we want to get rid of the creep tumor here. Again, Zerg move quicker on creep whenever you can. Get rid of creep tumors and kill all those pooping overlords so that the creep doesn't spread, and you gain the advantage of having slower Zerg forces.
We have another convoy
Again, now
ready to
we're
be
accumulating
escorted,
some of our support forces in back here, and we waited there to bring our forces together, and we get a little bit of a miscue here when we try to bring our forces together because somebody stepped into the Zerg area, triggered a Zerg attack, which we now have to not only defend but clear out part of the area. This actually in the long term turns out to be fortuitous because it also clears out some of that creep. But at that particular moment, I didn't realize I was going to do what I'm going to end up doing here. So, going forward, bringing our troops up to the road, getting ready for the next escort assignment, and keep the mission moving. Now, just so I give you a little bit of my philosophy in terms of the 6-man bunker, I like to man that with 4 Marines and 1 Marauder. And I use the Marauder as opposed to the Firebat, which is effective against the Zerg, because the Firebat is a melee unit. They got to be right there to do damage, and so you got to be right there, and you're doing damage. That means they're doing damage to your bunker. And in this mission, we don't want to be salvaging any of our facilities. So again, let's go ahead and keep that in mind. The other available unit is a Reaper to place in the bunker. The Reaper really, in this mission for me at least, doesn't make any sense other than sticking him in the bunker, so why bother? And as I indicated earlier, he's a little bit of a weak unit. As you notice, this mission does give you a little bit more of a diversity of the types of attacks we're getting. Zerg call-down units, which are really attempts to spread their creep. There's one there. So, and that's, again, you want to control that as much as you can. But again, your main focus, and again, toward the hard and brutal levels, is keeping that road clear. And the area between the bunkers, all the way up and down the road, are going to be your concern in the hard and brutal level. In the casual and normal level, we're actually going to do a little bit of invading on our own. Here we go, we're going after those additional free minerals and the other chrysalis to complete the Zerg research factor of the mission. There we go, we just got the last research, that portion's cleared up. It's a bonus objective. We've done pretty well on escort duty so far, nobody's been lost. And we're going into this little area here, which again has some additional pallets of gas and minerals. Somewhat lightly defended, easy pickings. Now, if you notice there, we kind of had a attack here, attack there command. I don't know if I've mentioned that in the past, but you can pick numerous waypoints for your unit or units to attack to and move and attack from to another point. This is going to be this is something you'll employ over the course, and just be aware that you don't have to set one mission and reset another. Once that set one objectives, then reset another. You can set multiple objectives or locations for your army or unit to go to, and then keep him moving in various other locations from there. There's a little bit of a situation here now. Again, we're going forward, and we are attacking the eastern base of the Zerg. And I kind of made this decision at the spur of the moment to go ahead and try to clear the map. Again, on the casual level, and again, it is achievable at the normal level. I didn't initially intend to do this.
Done, Commander. Another
The
convoy
bases
will be
themselves,
starting
by the way, are fairly substantial. And I say fairly substantial because you've got a number of spine crawlers in there. And the hard and brutal level, the number of defenders over and above the spine crawlers, kind of makes attacking into those areas a little bit less feasible. If we had delayed this mission till toward the end, or till after we got tanks and maybe even as part of battle cruisers, it would be easier, but I wouldn't delay this mission that long if I'm going to do it. So I don't see any real future in being able to successfly attack the Zerg bases on the hard and brutal levels. But right now we're in the process of cleaning up this first area on that eastern base, and we're still building Marines. We're up to our escort attack group is up to 86 units, and again we're going to keep on building on that. Here we go. Yeah. And we're going to clear the map, or try to clear the map here for snicks and kicks at the casual and normal level. This is one of those missions where you're not in control of the time, as you noticed, and maybe I should make mention of it if you haven't. In other words, Dr. Hansen is telling you when the colonists are ready to move out and when your escort duties begin. And so you're not in control. It's not like you can rush them up and hurry them up. There we got another call down of our war pigs, our mercenaries that are available to us. And again, these mercenary units are beefed up units, and they're always a nice supplement to your army. So here we go. And we're going to go ahead and do some attacking into the northwest base there. Again, we've got bases themselves throughout the levels are pretty stagnant standard. I'm not necessarily sure which term you want to use. In other words, the building's placement is standard throughout. What isn't standard is the number of defenders involved at this level. You'll notice that we've got the Mutalisks there, a couple of Zergling and Hydralisk, and even a Roach that just attacked us. But their numbers, in other words, instead of about 6 or 7 units at this level, it would probably be twofold or threefold in the higher levels. Anyway, we're in the process of trying to achieve a clear map by attacking this base. It's for snicks and kicks. If we were betting on it, I would have lost. But let's keep on going. This is part of the fun of doing it. It's part of, again, decision-making, commanding, if you will, and seeing if the time is available, the forces are available. Let's kick some Zerg ass is the name of the game, the mission. And there we go. We get that last creature tumor. The mission's just about over. We missed down there. A couple of items is pointing out to you. But there's the takeoff of the
We've lost the colony.
final mission.
People got out alive, thanks to you, Commander.
Bus, colonist transport, and the cinematic is over, and so is the game. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Now here's our stats board, and as you see, the mission took 26 minutes, 13 seconds. Pointing out that we didn't lose any colonists, we didn't salvage any structures, and we got all our reserve research, and technically we've attained all the